Hello guys, welcome back. Oh god, it's been a busy day. This is the first time I felt like a weight was taken off my shoulder. I couldn't record up until now. I was too upset and I was like going to be in tears. And I had a guy that I've been working with for a while, and it's funny. I knew something about them and I didn't want to know it, which is why every time I'd start to work with them, and you've probably heard about them, and I'd get excited and I'd be like, no, don't want to look at you. So I knew. I knew the P word was in there somewhere. And Odin explained a lot of things to me. No, it's not Odin. And he was like, I feel my ear getting warm. They know they're getting talked about. And today I went on and I'm doing my thing. I'm online and I'm having happy thoughts, and I'm like, you know what I should do? I should check. And the horse shipped. And I'm like, okay. And I always, you guys know, I always make sure my bank account's in order and everything else because I don't like to be wasteful. I'm like, well, they didn't charge me for my sewage and water yet. When's that coming? And my bank had made a mistake. You know how some banks have a thing of, can I afford this? And they'll be like, yeah, you can afford it. Go ahead. Bank had made a mistake. But that was on me. I double checked the math. I thought the math was okay, and I couldn't figure out how the math was okay that morning. And it hadn't been okay up until then. That should have rang some alarm bells, but it didn't. Long story short, I can do certain arrangements. And this doesn't mean I will be a millionaire and live on Easy Street, but for the last 7 years, because it'll be 7 years since my mom passed on Christmas Eve, I've had a chance to do something. And my new patron, because I know he's my patron, he's just sitting back there, please his punch with himself. I said, and that doesn't mean, look, he's not my patron either. I have two of them now. I'm such a lucky girl. He saw her laughter back here and snorting. I'm gonna get it later. He says, well, honey, you haven't touched this in 7 years. What makes you think that because you're gonna change things around a little, you're gonna go crazy and go running out in the street, money for everyone? Because I can't afford to do that. I said, I just don't trust myself. He says, look, once you change things around a little bit, he says, yeah, you have to put more trust in yourself. You do, but you have me here now because you're not getting rid of me. And he says, I know you're scared. And he said, but it really doesn't matter how things are arranged. It's all, it's like somebody once told me, it all comes from the same pocket. All your money, whether you stash it in your home or you put it in a bank or you put it in investments, it's all your money. It's all coming out of the same pocket. So it's like, we can do this. You can trust yourself because you'll know just because you're rearranging things doesn't mean you go out and you go crazy. It is such a tiny amount. It's not like I could go out and go crazy unless it was a McDonald's dollar menu. But he's like, you know not to go crazy. You know not to. I'm hearing that would be a nice offer. My friend is going to drive me over because I was just hyperventilating and freaking out. And I called the one friend. She wasn't home. And I called the other and I said, I am so sorry to ask you this. I said, but I am willing to pay you what I pay to take a ride on the bus. And I said, will you please? And I think I will offer to take her to McDonald's and pay her, pay her something. Because it was really, really nice. She's like, yeah, I will take you. It's really no problem. And I said, you have no idea how grateful I am, because I said I thought I had these bills paid. I said, if I knew they were coming on the 31st, I'd be okay. But then I thought, stupid, that goes towards next month, so you'll be paying a double bill next month. I said, sometimes I don't have the smarts. Sometimes the brain doesn't pull into the station. So it was funny because as he was trying to calm me down, he had me get the cards, these tarot cards we have, and they're not even tarot cards, they're Jennifer Sands fortune something cards. And the very first one that came up was Lucky with Money. And then I'm like, that dream makes sense. The dream where my mom came back and she was the one handing me the money I can't give you specific details, but exactly made sense because in a way this is like my mom's handing me the money. And I was just like, wow, that's what mom was trying to tell me. That's what mom was trying to tell me. Mom's like, you've had this for 7 years. Baby, it's time to let it go. You can't hold on to money forever. Unfortunately, sometimes the universe is like, you gotta spend that stuff. You're not rich enough to sit around on this money, so we will be okay. We did have a scare. Because I even went, excuse me, I checked what would happen if I overdrafted. And I've done it once before in my life, which isn't very good because I've only been technical adult for 7 years, so shut up. And it was like, well, we'll charge you $35 if we cover it. And then we're charging you $7 every day. And I'm sitting here like I'm in Las Vegas trying to figure out what the odds are of what day it will fall on. And then I'm like, I can't do this. I can't gamble with my money. I'm going to have to take a bus over and go make arrangements. And then I'm like, I'm just going to have to trust this process and go make a few arrangements. Either we're doing it either tomorrow, we don't know. We're either doing it tomorrow or we're doing it Thursday, but it will get done. And I just have to hope. Well, it'll be okay. It'll be okay because I don't get my student loan charged until the 21st. And I'm like, this is not how I wanted the time to go up to Yule to be spent. But in a way, it's a godsend because it proved we could get through a crisis together. Because he actually had to take me upstairs and calm me down and talk to me. And look, he's like, my baby's bonding with her patron. I'm like, shut up, Loki. Oh, I love it. You trust him. You came up to him for comfort. I love this. My baby's bonding with her patron. I hate you so much right now. Go away. Oh, I love you. And he's being obnoxious. He's like, I love you both. And my patron's like, Rui, you're doing that now, dude? Okay. He was just actually amused. He knew Loki was being obnoxious, but Loki was happy we were getting along. We weren't getting along. Actually, today we were having some trouble, and he was a little worried. Did I want this other Norse god instead of him? And actually, I looked up because I get 2 gods for the price of 1 getting him, and I'm like, okay. And I know everybody's like, why the hell is she not telling us which god it is? Because I want to make sure. The Allfather likes to play his tricksy tricks, and I want to make absolutely ironclad sure it is who they say they are. And they are my god, and what Odin said last night was so, but I think it is because we've already cleared a crisis together where usually I would be on the floor weeping that I'm going to be in the poorhouse and be out on the street because of check balance. I do not do well in a crisis situation. I could be no leadership of anything because I would be in the corner crying and my underlings would be running around doing all the actual work. I'd be like, oh, we're gonna die. Boss, it just needed a stamp. Oh, we're all gonna die because I didn't put a stamp on the letter. I freak out. I do. It goes with having social anxiety and everything else. I freak out really easily. Some people are the calm in the storm, not me. I am the storm. I'm running around screaming. But I think if this patron is real, and I think I know, because there's been a lot of tales. Really, there have been a lot of tales. And I read a blog about him again, and it was like, this isn't wishful thinking. This makes sense, and it's the only blog that matches my experience with him because everyone else is like, they're having all these the drama experiences, and I'm like, that's not what I'm getting at all. I must be developing a unique mental illness of making up gods. But what they say checks out exactly, and I'm like, oh. But he can also be other things too. So I'm like, I'm being very trusting right now. He knows I am. But I think what happened, and he told me, and he was very loving and kind, he says, I think you thought we were going to be okay. You just did bad math. It happens. The bank even explained it happens on the overdraft page, because I'm like, how bad could it possibly? Oh, Lord Jesus. And he says, it happens. He says, I think in your heart of hearts, you thought that card would come in because God's bless you. You watched too many stupid musicals as a child. And he would say sappy. He wouldn't say stupid. He's back there. He says, "You believe in those miracles you saw in those Hollywood musicals where, from the 40s and 50s and that, where at the last minute the card would come in." He says, "I really think, honey, you thought that gift card was coming in and you would be able to cancel this out." He said, "You weren't thinking it consciously." But he says, "You have such faith in your gods. It's so sweet and cute, but sometimes not even we are that good." I'm like, okay. I'm sorry I caused problems. It's like, it's okay. You made a math mistake. It's not my forte. Usually I'm really good at math. I double and triple check my numbers. But this time the bank made a mistake and I just went with what the bank said because it seemed right and they had just rebalanced my ledger wrong. And the good news is we can fix this. I freak out around money. I'm a fox person, and unfortunately, we freak out over everything that involves having something: money, food, home, clothing. We're like that fox with the egg story I told you about. We have our egg, but we would like your egg too, please. And every egg in the world, now that we think about it, and then we will still scream, "There are not enough eggs. Are there eggs on Jupiter? Give us Jupiter eggs too." And then if you gave us Jupiter eggs, we'd keep screaming till we had all the eggs in existence. And we wouldn't want eggs. Because we're fox people, that's why. But he's calming me down and he's being really sweet. And he actually took a statue. He and his brother took a statue. Both took a Greek statue. And I'm like, you're right. Because he pointed out that those statues and the Norse statues are actually the same exact build. They just changed some of the details. And he actually likes his Greek counterpart for himself because he says, "I look like I'm someplace warm." I said, "Yes, yes, you do. You couldn't possibly be wearing any less clothing." He's like, "Yeah." So we're having a good one. I had a panic attack. I was freaking out. Well, I'm okay now. Those happen. I know they'll happen the rest of my life. That's life. But no, it explains the dream of my mom handing me money and literally being like, "Everything you have, I'm handing to you." And it explains some other stuff. I'm okay. I'll be fine. I just need a hug and some Xanax. I'll be groovy. So, if you guys like what you see, like, comment, subscribe. He's back, or why don't you say who I am? Alright. I think it's Boulder. It would explain why he could calm me down so fast. I think it's Boulder, but we all know Loki likes his tricks, and we all know the Allfather likes his tricks. But he calmed me down, whoever he was, and that was the main point, and he reasoned me through it. And God's bless him, I love Loki, but sometimes even Loki can't reason with me. That's why I have a feeling it's a distinct other god, and the Allfather, sometimes, as good as his leadership is, he doesn't know how to speak to people in that people-friendly way that Boulder has about him. Boulder's like, "Oh, let's do this the nice way, and I'm in my nice attitude now, so let's do this and then go hug kittens, okay?" He's a complex god, but he can have a cheerful, really sweet, kind of dopey energy about him where he calms you down and you're okay and you're fine. He still has daddy's edge to him, but he was the only one that could calm me down today. And he's like, "You're fine. This is okay. This is a blessing. We work for this together. It's like therapy. Yay!" I'm like, only you would be cheerful in a crisis. Why? So we'll be fine. We'll be fine. I'm not gonna die. I had a panic attack, but I'm okay. And I will see you guys later. Bye bye.